today. Markets certainly reacted to the FOMC, spiky, volatile, but closed very solidly on a really good update. Lots of stocks on my board today. I've whittled them down, but there's quite a big list, so let's get started. APLT, way back here in February, had that big explosive move from about 2.25 all the way up to 9 and change, and then took several months to base out. Recently, the falling wedge appeared, but it held at 50 in the trend line, and today exploded from 514 to 620, finished 597, up almost a point or almost 20%. We get through here, we're looking at 7.5 and then 9.25. ASTS swing is just acting beautifully, but is at the top of the channel. It's had a hell of a run, basically from 2 to 21 just in the last 3 months. Obviously, it had a big run back in 21 that could maybe be tested, but that's all the way up in the mid 20s, and then we'll see where we go from there. Very strong momentum. CDNA swing trade, inverse head and shoulder, breakaway gap, wedge. We've been showing you this for 3 weeks. Broke out around 15. Today exploded from 18.75 to 27. Finished 26, up 7.25, a 39% gain on only 1.4 million. This is a thin stock that can fly. It is at resistance, however, up in this area. Extension targets might be in the mid 30s. Caesars, well, after a 1, 2, looks like a 1, 2, I'm going to go back a ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I think. But the base that formed, and the breakout of that base after a retest today, spiking right back up again, augurs well for an extension to 44 and 47.5, 8. DuPont, solar line blue chip stock. We bought them 3-4 years ago. You can see the retracement, the base that it built, the breakout. It's had a 5-wave move with today's wave, well, maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wave started. I can see this extending to the high 80s, short term. Up next, FVRR, long downtrend, very long downtrend. Here's the stock that traded, and this is without a reverse split, I believe, all the way up in the 315.16 range. That was 3-4 years ago. Long downtrend. Finally, the declining top line was broken with a spike up today as it jumped 418 or 19% on 3.2 million, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that stock it is. My targets going forward, 31.5 and 36. HUMA, such a nice chart. Long run, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th wave looks like a 1, 2. Today it popped out, so we put a swing on it on momentum, 12.5 and 15 of my targets. INOD with a breakaway gap and a sharp run up. This is a tech trader swing as well. Look at the rising channel. If I get this one through 21.5, target 27. IDP had a big run earlier in the month and then pull back early in July, I should say, early in the month, and pull back and did a nice 0.375 fib retracement for bouncing back. Now up for 3 days in a row, jumped about $1.20 or 16% today. $1.5 million traded. It's a pretty thin stock. This one could easily get back to test 16 and maybe even get to 22.3. Lending Club came out of a base and flagged and popped today, targeting 14 and 16 going forward. Nice day today on 6 million shares, up 13%. LSH apparently went public or got listed, came down an orderly declining channel, but today on 33.7 million, exploded for 64% and finished at the upper end of the range. I'm now looking for a test of 5. LUMN has been phenomenal, literally up every day for the last 3 weeks, 15 days, and then some. Came down in the morning and reversed to close with a gain on a day and a good one. Now I'm looking for 4. MTCH Match.com, another one that had run up into the 175 range and all the way back down into the high 20s. Finally, a base was built. A declining top line breakout occurred. A breakaway gap took out the base and then retested it. And today, another breakaway or gap that spiked it from 36 to 38.84 and finished up 422. Actually, it went from 33 and change to 38.84. I'm looking for an extension of 40 and 42 going forward. MYO, this is a swing of ours that did some retesting and snapped back today. Didn't hold the gains, but I'm very optimistic that this stock is going to be $6.50 stock. Nuze exploded a week ago and wedged for a week, and then today exploded again with a big breakaway gap. Now pulled back from the $8 range to close at $5.85, still up 215 or 58%. So we're going to keep our eyes on this to see if it continues to consolidate, or if it gets through 8, we might have an $11, $12 stock in our hands. Big momo. POWL, you may remember I put a swing on it when it broke out last August around the 75 range. It eventually made it up to 197 and then back and filled for the last 4 or 5 months. Falling wedge ensued, a breakout today on a big gap with good volume for this stock. I'm looking for a 215 and 250 on this stock. Parsons Corporation, a beautiful rising channel for the last 3 years, and it's taken it from 31 to today's 91, up 1460 today on a strong earnings report. Follow through target now 98.99. SCRV is absolutely momo, and I hesitate buying it here, but I don't think it's done yet. This reversal bar had me concerned yesterday, but it reversed right back up today. OBV and volume is really good. I'm now looking for 29 and 35.36. TAK broke out of a base today. Takeda Pharmaceuticals with some positive news. Engulfing reversal bar, now the target's 15. TBLT, this low-priced, long-term decliner, reverse split stock, broke out, wedged, coiled, popped. Now I'm looking for a move that probably takes this upwards of 8.5. My next target. VSAT coming out of a long downtrend, broke out and flagged, and today popped again. It looks like it's going to be 23 and 26 going forward. And finally, ZAPP. Folks, this is right at the apex of a beautiful coil. It feels like a stock that can explode again. It's already gone from 75 cents to $19, more than 20-fold in about a month before pulling back. But boy, this has big momentum. This is an electric vehicle manufacturer. And any move out of this maybe doubles it to 10 to 20 or better. That's it for tonight, everybody. I'll look at some of the very hot stocks at thetechtrader.com. Good night.